Happening now, a Utah town under siege by critters, prairie dogs. Yeah, they kind of look cute, don't they? But these guys are literally eating up the town yards, lots, even the airport runway. And get this, the varmints have the law on their side. William Menace has that story live from L.A. Hi, William.
Well, Greg, remember that saying, good fences make good neighbors? Well, the Utah Prairie Dog doesn't seem to care, and they don't have to. Why? Because if you harm, harass, or hurt one, you face up to a year in prison.
The Utah Prairie Dog.
It's a plague, as far as I'm concerned.
But it's also protected by the Endangered Species Act.
We have another hole.
And here in Iron County, Utah, they've had enough.
We're basically held hostage by the prairie dog and the federal government.
Folks here say the critter isn't threatened, it's taking over from real estate and development.
We had a big truck stop on the north end of the town that wanted to come in, but there was too many prairie dogs.
To a local church where the pastor says it's too dangerous for kids to play.
God's given us dominion over the animals. Right now, the animals have dominion over us.
Prairie dog experts say the rodents serve a purpose.
Just like you have a keystone in an arch, if you were to remove that keystone, the arch falls apart. Well, if you were to remove a prairie dog from the prairie ecosystem, the prairie ecosystem could fall apart.
See, look at this.
But don't tell that to Mayor Connie Robinson. Her town's cemetery is falling apart.
We've had a problem for 20 years. At first they were pests, and then they started undermining the stones, and they were tipping over.
The town spent thousands building 2 fences.
I just want to be exempt from the endangered species and get them out of here. I don't want to mess with another fence. Why waste the money?
And in the neighboring town of Parowan, the FAA declared the airport unsafe because of holes in the runway.
Most people are getting sick and tired of putting up with them because they have more rights and better paid lawyers than what we do.
So they say the prairie dog is basically stopping economic development, and they have very little recourse. The situation is so bad there is now a federal bill that would allow at least the cemetery to get rid of the rodents, to trap them and move them and so forth. But the prairie dog people say they're very important to the prairie. Problem is that the prairie dogs like actually living in the city with people. That's the problem, Greg.
Yeah, the prairie ecosystem would fall apart, according to the person you interviewed. Okay, so...
Well, the hawks eat them, the badgers eat them, and they're a food source for things, and you just can't remove them. The problem is they like living in the city.
And they have lawyers.
I'm with you. And they've got lawyers. Not very good lawyers, but they've got lawyers. Okay, William Menace, thanks very much. The State Bar Association is going to call me.
Our lawyer.